Who's competing on behalf of the Skating Club of New York in New York City. Please welcome Johnny Weir.
So here's the man who's won this title the last 3 years. He would be the first four-time winner since Brian Boitano back in the 80s. 22-year-old Johnny Weir set to go. He says he's worked harder in the time period from that Grand Prix final. Remember the injury, the withdrawal, the hip. He said he's worked harder in this time period than ever before, and he's ready.
I think what he's done is to settle into the fact that this is an Olympic competition, and that training, technique, and performance under pressure comes first, and all the artistry and the creative elements come secondly. And that should be the way it is for him tonight.
Well, the second half of the double billing here in the men's event doesn't even have to try to be artistic. He just is, and he's been nailing this triple axel all week in practice. Just like that.
He's always had great jumps. The problem is he's not been as well trained and as well as competitive as he is tonight.
Very clean. Yeah, he's here to fight.
The whole program is more serious, more masculine, stronger, much tighter.
Jump left, footwork sequence into a triple flip.
See, even the beat of the music is strong and powerful, and that's the kind of skating that he's showing this year, much more so than what we've seen in the past when things were somewhat more frivolous or creative or with less power underneath them.
Moving across the ice with this footwork sequence, kind of like old school, I would call it, before the new system was put in, making great time across the ice. Most of the skaters taking a long time to get the elements in. Johnny chose speed. One spin left, and we got a clean short program.
You know, that was a very complete program. He landed his jumps. There were no mistakes. It kind of lacked a little bit of fire. It didn't have the speed that he normally has. Everything was good. He'll get wonderful points for it. But it didn't have the spark that I've seen
I'm behind you 100%.
so many times.
I'm behind you 100%, but he's just so good.
Oh, it's wonderful.
That he can get away with it.
Do you think the fact that the season really hasn't been what he expected, then he had the injury, he comes back here, pressure on himself, he just wanted to get through this short program?
Yes, absolutely. But the point is with all of this is you've got to be up at such a high level that when you're not quite at your peak, you can still drop and still be the best. And that's the important thing that he's been looking for and what he's achieved tonight.
And the point being, mission accomplished for both of these skaters. Now the judges have to split them.
Now look at this triple axel. Watch the arms as he lifts up with the free leg there. Beautiful stretch, beautiful, you know, revolution. Terrific.
Combination jump coming up. Triplettes, a lot of wind up. What you can't see is the flow coming out of the second jump. There you go. So 1, 2, 3 revolutions, triple toe, and makes it look easy.
Now, one of the things that he's always had is good entrances into these movements. These are called transitions. That's a very quick turn into a triple flip. Not the highest one I've ever seen him do, but good revolution and clean and steady out.
The straight line footwork was absolutely fantastic. It was fast and it was moving, and it really was probably the emotional highlight of this program. I think you were right, Dick. I think that both Evan and Johnny wanted to get this thing done cleanly.
Relief, maybe a little vindication at the end of this one.
Relieved, really relieved.
Meanwhile, Evan Lysacek looking kind of relaxed backstage, but he'll be looking very closely at the numbers that we'll see in just a moment for Johnny Weir. Weir has never lost to him, as we mentioned, at the national championships. So, we'll see what the judges think.
I think that it's going to be close.
Pretty close.
Pretty much a tie.
The point is that they're both good, and they both give fine performances, and they'll come out closely together, and it'll still come down to the final program.
But remember, it's all about the numbers, not the placements as you head to the free skate. So 78.14, that's in second place, but guess what? It's less than a point behind Evan Lysacek.
But what might be interesting is that this could be a breakthrough for Evan, like mentally. Doesn't matter how much he beat him, he still beat him.
So Lysacek still on top.